thank you for making the trip. Obviously, circumstances aren't the greatest, but I'm glad that we can all be here today. So, we looked at having somebody do this today, and it was $400. So I said, well, Dad, I'll give you $375, or give me $375. And he said, well, that's fine. And then today he said, you owe me $200 for the suit rent. This is my dad's suit. Got me again. Anyways, start off by saying that behind every strong, successful man is a stronger woman. And that was, I don't know, she was super strong. I have that girl at Mercy fight. She was a typist and a legal secretary for years, so she would just put you on the ground. Swear, Mrs. Lindsay, swear, Mrs. Lindsay. On the ground you were. Anyways. I got a few things written down here, but I can't even go around.
You look good, James.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
So a bit history about my mom. She was born in Scotland, January 26, 1942. And what's kind of cool is Brody, my son, shares the same birthday. Her mom was Bridget. Her mom was a really busy woman. She had 14 children, and so my mom developed a good work ethic at an early age because her mom was not sitting down, not for a minute. It was a different life back over there, and way different from today. She had 5 sisters and 8 brothers, so a big family. I think my mom was born an aunt. Yeah. What? My mom was born, she was an aunt already. She was top of the class at school. And back in those days, you learned Latin. So, my mom loved books and crosswords and those crypto quotes, and she'd just fly through those. You get the newspaper, and she'd have her dictionary there, and just, if she didn't know it, she'd in with that old faded red dictionary, and she'd find the answer. Tenacious. Yeah. And shorthand. You guys ever seen shorthand written down? It's all these weird symbols and stuff, but legal secretaries and stenographers would have to use shorthand to keep up with the way either a court system was going or a lawyer was talking. And she was a brilliant woman. And I'm about 80. So, my mom was raised as a Catholic. She always go to St. Colin Kills Church. I remember her saying she got in this argument with a priest. I'm not sure what the topic was, but she was not reprimanded, but she wasn't one to hold her tongue. If my mom had something to say, she would say it. I think that we got a few friends in here that can attest to that. So she raised us kids as Catholics. And she did her best. I mean, my dad must have thought she was brave because my dad wanted, he would drop us off at the church. I don't know where he would go, but he would drop us off and we'd be at the back of the church because we were usually last in the door. But it looked good. Mom made sure of that. She was a very classy woman and a proud woman. And yeah, you weren't going in with wrinkled clothes. To the extent where she would put her laundry in the freezer, in a pillowcase, and then iron it as she needed it. She was just, everything was tickety-boo and a real leader to learn from. And like I say, she raised us in the Catholic Church, and Cam and I would, when you're supposed to be quiet? As a kid, it's the best time to laugh and giggle. Oh my God. Cam and I would sit there and laugh, and there's times where I'd fall asleep. I think she finally gave up. I think Cameron grabbed a $5 out of the donation basket. He was little, started young. I used to stay up late with my mom. She's a bit of a night owl. I come by it, honestly, I'm a night owl as well. So yeah, I'm like 13, 14, 15 years old. It's time to go to school in the morning. And you got school in the morning, and she'd say, get you to bed. Just another, how about this other question? Ask her all these questions. So I learned all these fun stories about a lot of you guys out there. So I've got a lot of dirt on a bunch of you, especially my Uncle Joe. He was a scallywag. Oh.
We need some details.
My dad, Kerry, your dad might be part of it. Maybe he might have had one too many wobbly pops. So anyways, Mom left school by 15 years old, and that was, she dropped out. That was the way things were back then. You were either in a trade or you were in some kind of professional career. And she, at early age of 15, she was working for lawyers in Glasgow as a legal secretary. And so it would have been, she'd be 18 years old. And my dad was, I think he was working at the co-op. And it all started out with a nice set of legs. I think my dad would say he was under this vehicle in this compound, and this set of legs would go by every day. So finally, he must have slid out on his creeper, and he got her digits somehow, because here we are. Either that or he was creeping on her Instagram account. But he got his fingers in her and got his claws on her. But they had a fantastic youth in Scotland. From the stories I heard, they danced all over Scotland and had a great time. They'd go camping and traveling throughout Europe. Often Uncle Joe and Aunt Margaret would tag along. Talked about straw beds in Spain, where a nice Mediterranean place, if you will, but sleeping on a straw mattress and being given free cognac they couldn't even drink. They're pouring it into their napkins, trying to be nice to the host. I love sitting there listening to those stories. So she worked in Nanaimo here for a few years, and actually, I don't know if you guys know where Gina's is, a Mexican cafe on Cliff Street, but there was a lawyer who used to reside there. Mom worked for that guy. I forget what his name is, but pardon? No. But she worked for a lawyer in town, and then towards the end there, she her working career, she worked at Nanaimo Regional Headquarters as a librarian and stuff like that. So she did get to go on a trip up to Queen Charlotte Islands, and her being such a bookworm and so knowledgeable with everything, she was always, I mean, you couldn't say to your teacher, I don't have enough books for my report, especially in grade school there where everybody knew the teachers, right? So the resources she had for us doing our projects and stuff like that was limitless. I had the best information for all my stuff at school. My mom called a spade a spade. There was no guessing. You didn't have to think what she was thinking or guess what she was thinking because she told you. She was straight up. And if she didn't like what you're up to, the only girl in her family that had a driver's license. So there was the 6 girls and 8 brothers, and 2 brothers got their licenses. And my mom was the only girl out of all the kids that got a driver's license. We did lots of fun trips. I think my favorite was Hornby Island. If you guys come back to the house there for tea and coffee and maybe a beer, there's a few albums to look through. I'm gonna take a break. I've got another talking point to do here, but I know I've got one person who wants to speak, and then my Aunt Laurie's prepared a slideshow of our families, and I don't know if Juliana wants to come up and say a word or two at the minute, but I will trade the seats and
Actually, you can see right there.
but here's nice and warm.
Yeah, it is actually. Right. Where am I gonna go? Is this one? Okay. Okay, good. I don't know. Can we hear me like from here, or should I use that?
I can hear you.
You guys are here, yeah? I might lose my voice, but we're gonna try. So I've actually prepared it on my phone. This was a last minute thing at 2 a.m. last night. I was like, am I gonna do it? Yeah, I wanna do it. So I'm gonna read off my phone. I'm not gonna look at anyone just because I probably won't make it through. So you're gonna do it. This was Mom's. She had it in hallowed care, and I had it with me for the last few months here. So I'm just gonna hold it, and we're gonna get through it. Don't know if it's gonna be as good as yours and as funny, but we'll try. Okay. So we already passed this, but I'll say it anyway. Hi everyone, we have a big crowd here, so I'm just gonna look at my notes so I can get through the speech. I might stutter or probably mess up, but we're gonna make it work. I first off want to say that I'm really not much of a speaker, but my mom used to MC at my dance competitions, and that's why I did it the last time for her here, so I'm gonna do it again for Grandma, and I'm gonna say it again here so I don't mess up. So I spoke at Mom's funeral, and it felt really good, and it was a good way for me to say goodbye. And in the back of my mind, I always had that feeling that I would get up here for Grandma, even though it's going to be difficult, but we're going to do it. I know Grandma would be happy too if she knew that I was up here doing this. So, I just wanted to give a shout out. I wanted to show my sympathy for Suzanne and the family who couldn't be here with us today. The amount of support Suzanne gave Grandma while she was here was tremendous. Like, she was at her hands, you know, she was there for her. It was amazing, and I'm impressed that she kept up with her. And I know what that's like, so I just wanted to say. I can't show my love. I can't show enough love and support, as saying goodbye is the worst pain a daughter can experience. It really shows what kind of a mom Grandma was for Auntie Sue to be doing all this stuff for her. You know, Grandma she raised him right. Well. And I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Okay. I feel terrible, but at ease that Grandma is somewhere safe with Mom. And I'm thankful that I recorded our last weeks of visits, as they will never be forgotten. Grandma was in palliative care and in the hospital, and I have probably around 15 recordings. I don't think Grandpa knows that, but that's okay. I kind of just, you know, it's nice to have those recordings, and it's nice to be able to talk, and it's nice to hear her voice again, and that's something I wish I did with my mom. But I have all these ones from Grandma, and it's nice to have, so. Grandma is up there with Mom, and I know they are happy, and I know they are together peacefully looking down on us, having a giggle of what's going on with all of us. We better watch out, because I feel the pranks coming our way. Actually, Joanne, over there, she's over there in the cute little dress. So anyway, she went to Starbucks today before she came, and it's crazy, the story she told me. So basically, she was getting her mobile order from Starbucks with her name, so they read out the name, so Joanne. And so before she got her drink, the lady said someone else's name, and she said Leslie. And I think it's a sign, you know, like Mom is around, so we better be careful what we do, because she is sending our pranks this way, and so is Grandma. So now that the two of them, oh, it's gonna be another thing. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep it short so we can continue on, but I just wanted to say thank you everyone for coming here, because it shows a lot of support for Grandma and family, and of course Grandpa. We love you, Grandpa. We'll do anything for you, okay? Come over for dinner, okay? And I will just finish this off. We love you, dear Grandma, and we will all forever carry you in our hearts.
For it is Mary, Mary, plain as any name can be, but with propriety, society will say Marie, but it was Mary. passions came. And there is something there that sounds so square, it's a grand old day. For it is merry, merry, as plain as any name can be. But with propriety, society will say not easy, but it was merry, merry, long before the fashions came. And there is something there that sounds so square, it's a grand old day.
So as you can see, my Mari's a bit of a wizard when it comes to that stuff. Thanks, that Mark. And yeah, I think the suit does look better on me, Dad. You guys might get a kick out of this. So. Without him, I can't see a damn thing. Just kidding. I got this birthday book a long time ago. And you don't run your life by it, but it's just fun to look at. And what I really liked about it was they got basically 365 birthdays in here. And on my mom's birthday, Ambrose actually, it says that October 7th is a soulmate. It's actually quite funny because one of Brody's best friends is actually October 7th, like best friend. So there is some truth to these books. Like I said, you don't ruin your life by it. But anyways, I wanted to read a little bit this first paragraph. The first paragraph is all the positives, and the second, third, and fourth paragraph are all the negatives. Just kidding. Read the first paragraph. Anyways. It says, okay, the influence of your Aquarius birthday implies that you are a strong-willed individualist who likes to be in the forefront of new trends and ideas. Charismatic and determined, you possess intuitive leadership and the ability to mix business and pleasure. The urge for action and personal accomplishment revealed by your birthday suggests that you are ambitious and success-oriented. With your quick grasp of situations, you prefer to be honest and straightforward in your approach. Really? Yeah, I guess so. Possessing strong drive and in enterprising spirit, you have the potential to manifest your grand dreams as tangible reality. With the added influence of your sun in the Aquarius decante, you are a broad-minded humanitarian with a rebellious streak. Yep. Constructively harnessed, this could help you become a pioneer of new ventures. Paradoxically, although you do not like your personal freedom to be restricted, you may run the risk of being bossy in your attempt to do things in your own way. Naturally direct, oh, you understand with that now. With a good sense of values, you usually present an assertive yet friendly personality. And I just thought, I'll leave the book out here today, and then it'll be at my dad's house. If you guys want to have a look through it, but it's just, it's really funny. There's actually a different note. There's a birth date in here. It's March 31st. Happens to be a friend of mine, and his brother's in the crowd here. Brad Fisher and Cameron's here today. Anyways, it describes my friend Brad to me. So have a look at this book. It's fun. It's just for fun. I failed to mention that my mom she loved golf. Mom and Dad would go and play golf. They liked that, then I won't pitch putt. She is one of the few people that has a name on the wall. So I think the first hole, twice she's had a hole in one. So she loved golf. She loved camping. She loved her family. She really loved get-togethers. And what a fantastic team, Mom and Dad. She might have been a bit shortchanged, if you will, because she's not with us today. But in another sense, she was very lucky to have a husband like that. sometimes you gotta take the good with the bad. So I think that she would have traded an extra long life to have a bit of a shorter life with this gentleman right here. Super lucky. And yeah, if anybody else wants to get up and say a word or two,
I would like
do
to.
that. Again, I'll thank you for all coming. And I see a handsome fellow in the back there. I guess go to the bathroom. Yeah, go to the bathroom. It's right over there.
The
You
handsome,
want to come up here?
the handsome fellow can't come, but I'll come and
Oh,
stand.
this is Roy Smith, one of my dad's besties. He met on Instagram.
I thought you was a 35-year-old woman, but didn't realize it was 85-year-old man. But I'd just like to say a few words because
I'm still not your dad.
when we used to work together, I would say that because of her accents, that this was my dad working for me. I'd like to say a few words because as a friend, it's different than being a relative. And just like Juliana, I probably will have a harder time getting through this, but it's all in good faith. Jim and Mary, what did they mean to me? Well, I've known Jim and Mary, at times like this you go back and you think, how long have I known people? It's 30 years, probably, we came in 1990, probably 92 I first met you, and we've been friends ever since. And Jim and Mary, to my mind, they always came as a package. It was never just Jim, there was never just Mary, it was Jim and Mary together. If I'd been out to coffee with them, usually at McDonald's or Wendy's, I'd go home, my wife Jean would say, oh, where were you? I said, oh, I was out with Jim. Well, you know, Jim and Mary, because the two were inseparable, they were a pair. I guess in modern terms, if you were a computer nerd, you'd say they were in sync with each other, or they were just tight. But they were a pair, the kind of thing that over 60 years of a good marriage brings to everybody. Salt of the earth kind of people. So over those 30 years, I don't know how many coffee breaks we spent together. Anytime I was free, being self-employed, I'd get a phone call. If I was free, I would go and meet them for coffee at Wendy's or McDonald's. And the nice thing about it was we saw Juliana grow up from being a cutie kid at the table to being an accomplished woman she is today. And with usually with Leslie, Juliana, and Justin. And Justin, I think, I remember him, it was enough just to have